Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, it's Wednesday morning and ain't God good and won't he do it? Oh, yes, he will. Oh, yes, he will. I know my listeners probably saying, Lee Craft, Lee Craft, Lee Craft. You say the same thing every morning. I'm going to say Enoch, Ewok, Enoch. That means y'all sure know what to say. Look, it's Wednesday morning, right? I woke up this morning. I had a lot on my mind this morning, but this is the subject. This is the topic that I had on my mind this morning. I do not toot my own horn unless. But before we get started, if you have any comments or concerns, please email me at leecraftwhatif@gmail.com or go to Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, all those beautiful apps. Look for the animated black man with a white beard, smiling and profiling, and finally realizing y'all trying to size me up. Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe in tooting my own horn. Let the works speak for themselves, And that's what I've been doing probably all my life, helping people. That's what I love. I love to do. I love to help people with no strings attached. Now, I'm going to go back to this day. I was working at this job, right? And it was third party logistics. And I'm running the facility. And, latter part of the month, it gets, I said busy. I mean, it gets busy. You got to do some overtime. And that one Kmart was booming. Kmart, all the other stores were booming before they went out of business, right? And shoot, sometimes you gotta hire extra help. And we think about that day, for 2 weeks, probably about 40 employees. That's a lot. It sure is a lot. And you got merchandise in there. You got TVs. I feel like Shirley Caesar. You got TV. You got VCR. You got DVD. You got movies. I probably said it right, did I? But this is the thing, though, good people. So one day, everybody, we have to have a set lunch to be able to watch everybody or monitor everybody, make sure everybody doing what they're supposed to be doing. I wasn't micromanaging now, but I was still observing, And young man came to me and said, Lee, I need to go to lunch at 11 o'clock. I said, no, I can't do that, man. You got to go with everybody else, man, so I'll be able to watch everything that's going on. So he knew somebody that worked there, right? So he went and told his partner, hey, man, after work, man, I'm going to whoop Lee Craft. But he didn't say exactly like that, but you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? So the man said, Lee? He said, what happened, man? He said, what happened? He said, man, I told Lee I need to go take my medicine, man, because I got medication I need to take by 11 o'clock. So you told Lee just like that? I didn't tell him all that, but I told him I need to go 11 o'clock. You was wrong. You should have told Lee everything you need to do, man. That man would have told you, go take your medicine and come on back to work. We go lunch at 12 o'clock. That man came back to me and apologized to me. See, all I'm saying, good people, in your absence, if you treat everybody right, in your absence, someone still gonna speak up in your behalf, or they should speak in your behalf, and which the guy, he did. So I try to treat everybody the way I want to be treated. At the same time, though, I do believe in the 3 F's. To be firm, to be fair, and more importantly, is to be friendly, regardless of the situation. And keep it just like that. But be mindful. No matter what you're going through, I can guarantee you one thing. It's going to be okay as long as you make God a part of your life. That's the what if guarantee. Look, people, there's a lot of things, different scenarios and stuff. Like I said, I don't toot my own horn. If you're doing what is right, people will toot it for you. A two. Might even get 3 2. Two. That's all I'm saying, good people. My thing is to treat everybody like you want to be treated, or treat everybody like you treating your own mother. Hope you love your mother like I love my mother. If you don't love your mother, don't treat me like you treat your mother, then. Treat me like I treat my mother. You know what I'm saying? Because now I might call you how you doing? I'm not going to call you out your name because that's not me. It takes a lot to make my eyebrows touch, and I don't feel like doing that. But this is the thing of people. People don't understand certain things that you do, right? Here I am now, working at, I had to give me a part-time job, right? I work in this particular place. Probably doing 2 or 3 hours a night, right? And dealing with freight. I'm not gonna call the company's name because I can't afford to be sued right now. Or whenever I get sued, I can't afford to be sued. I don't want to be sued. But this is the thing. Look, I'm working at the place, right? So I'm going and doing my job and everything, right? Lumping these 3-foot containers, right? So the boss man said, Lee, I need you to go over to do this container over here. I said, that don't sound right, By me being a seasoned worker, I said something. If it don't feel right, sometimes it might not be right. But I said, okay, he's the leadership role. I'm gonna go do what I gotta do. So went over there. He was playing with his partner, right? Since his partner go fish the truck out, right? Now I did the hard part of the truck, right? So next night come, right? Lee, I need you to go over there. I said, hold on, excuse me, sir. I'm not going over there. Get your boy to go over there, man. Because like I said, you give me, I did the hard part. You trying to give him my easy part of my truck. I said, I'm not doing that. He left. And the lady came to me and said, I wonder when you going to wake up. Wake up? I said, shoot, I never was asleep. I'm just trying to get benefit of the doubt. I told her, I said, you wrong. What do you mean? You knew what he was doing to me, right? Now just be mindful. If you have young kids, young children, or young adults, they get out of school and they're going to school and working here, right? And they're not really familiar with the work environment, you're gonna put a bitter taste in their mouth. By you being seasoned, you should have said, hey man, don't do them like that. No, that's your boy. Your boy gotta work like everybody else gotta work. It's not fair to nobody. But I do know by being in the workforce, you're gonna find people just like that. They ain't studying that mess. They're gonna try to take care of who they can take care of. But all I said, what it's doing is making your partners lazy. Because if something happened to you, what are you gonna do? They don't have the skill set because you protecting them, you babying them. You know, nope. not on my watch. We said that style last. You wrong. She's leaving over leave. You right. Next time that happened, I would do, like you said, to intervene because I got a relationship with this supervisor. So tell hey man, what you doing is wrong. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. But that's why I said people, I don't need nobody to toot my horn. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do and carry yourself a certain way, people should speak highly of you. And even if they don't, you need anybody to validate you because you know who you are. If you know who you are, you can be who you are, and there you are doing what? Amazing things. That's all I'm saying to people. I told my daughter my topic, other day, right? This morning before I did my show, and she said, Dad, is that kind of like tooting your own horn? I said, no, baby, I'm not tooting your own horn. I'm just talking about life lessons. When you do certain things with people and stuff, they can spread the word for you about how good you are doing certain things. It's just like, man, I don't do things for show. I do things to help me grow, to be a better man. That's what it's all about, right, people? Now I'm gonna give you one last story. This ain't gonna mess you up. This lady at the job, right? Where I used to work at years ago. This woman, man, I don't know what it was. Maybe she liked me. Maybe it's like, here we are, we were adults, but yet she's an adolescent, and I guess she liked me or something like that, and didn't know how to express her feelings towards me. But even though I'm a married man, you know what I'm saying? So my thing to her, I guess she know how to come at me because you carry yourself a certain way, right? People want to approach you with those awkward situations or awkward questions. So I believe don't never put yourself in a compromising position because you never know what might happen. Then you wind up asking yourself, how in the world did I get here? I bet this 30 years I lost in one night. The devil is a lie. But no, this is the thing, good people. Like I said, the lady didn't, she was always giving me a hard time, blah, 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 but I was still very respectful and handle my business. But one day, this guy I used to work with, I used to take care of him, right? Sometimes, people don't have certain things that they're hungry and nobody else to feed it but Lee Craft will. Lee Craft always bought enough to feed maybe one or two. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom always did, right? And he was going through the warehouse, sweeping up, cleaning the warehouse and everything, right? And she lost her car note money. So she walking around and when I said sick, I mean sick. I think she might have lost 20 pounds in 30 seconds. Cause actually, I don't know if they what the car places would told you no, if you don't have to pay the money, they'll send a signal and just shut your car off, So I asked my partner, I said, hey man, young lady, she lost some money. Have you seen it? She grabbed me. I ain't seen nothing. So anybody could find it, I knew it had to be him because he drives a sweeper, right? So he came back to me probably I'm getting about 30, 40 minutes later, right? I said, Kraft, man, you see my face? No, what's wrong? She said, it's like I've been crying. No, I'm not getting crying. I've been back there talking to God, man, about this money that I found, man. He said, see, I found the money, but I'm going to give it back to her. I wasn't going to give it to you to get back to her, but I know the situation. I'm going to give it back to her myself. So this man went and told the lady he found the money, give it back to her. He said, the reason why I gave it back to her because of his relationship with me. She came and found me. Lee, can I hug you? Now, what should I have said? What would God want me to do? To push her away? Push her far, far away? That's not God, but that's probably what Lee Crab was thinking. I'm human. I'm only human. Flesh and blood, I'm made. But no, I get what I say. So Lee, I'm sorry. Blah, 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 blah. So it's all good. It's all good. See, God don't look at what people do to you. He always look at your response to them. So that's why I say, I don't toot my own horn. You know, you try to do certain things the right way, and oh man, sometimes you scratch your head and say, man, they wouldn't do me like that. But don't worry about that. That's how you keep on getting your blessings. So you don't worry about what might come to you, what might happen to you. Whenever you get what you deserve, God can give it to you tenfold. It may not come to you directly, but indirectly feel the same exact way. People don't understand those things I be saying. I'm just saying. So hopefully, that's it for me, people. Hopefully y'all got the gist of my stories that I was telling about for us. Not tooting my own horn, because you're doing the best you possibly can, and you're doing everything the right way, and you're being honest and having integrity about those things. You don't have to toot your own horn. You don't have to toot your own horn. You know. But like I said, though, it gets tough sometimes. Doing the right thing is it's something else sometimes. People beat you down so badly and stuff, and you still have that character and that integrity to still do the right thing. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's worth it. Come home. I go home sometimes, tell my wife these stories and everything. She said, "You did the right thing." I probably wouldn't have did it. She said, "But that's your heart, and that's why I love you." So, like I said, people, if you don't understand the story, rewind and listen to it again. If you don't get it that time, rewind and listen to it again. If you don't get it that time, rewind and listen to it with a friend. If neither one of y'all get it, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Get it, tape to somebody else. Let somebody else watch it, then they explain it to you. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I love me some Lee Craft E. So with that being said, this is Lee Craft. This is my podcast. If you have any comments or concerns, please email me at leecraftwhatif@gmail.com. One band, one sound. Together, we got an opportunity to turn this whole around. But in order to have a real conversation, you got to have real people if you want to have a real conversation. Have a blessed day. Please find time and make time to tell God thank you. Be mindful. I don't edit. My podcast is like real life. You got to live with it and deal with it. Have a blessed day. And please find time and make time to tell God thank you.